Today we'll be telling you the things you need to know when starting Amazon FBA, which no one else will tell you. So welcome back to the Profitl YouTube channel. Today we have a slightly different video and we're going to be talking a little bit about the dark side of Amazon FBA and the things which people may not tell you when you are looking to start your Amazon FBA journey. So although Amazon FBA is an amazing business model, sadly nothing is perfect and there's always going to be negatives and downsides to it. So today we'll be telling you 5 things which we think are really important which you may not know when you are looking to start your FBA journey. And we're doing this just because we want to be transparent. Obviously we don't want to put people off, but we do want people to know that it isn't all perfect. And if you do start your Amazon FBA journey, you're going to face many hurdles along the way. So let's get into the video. First up, number 1 we have, it's not a get rich quick scheme. So a lot of people do seem to think that when you start your FBA journey, you're going to buy some products from a retailer or a wholesaler, you're going to send them into Amazon's warehouse and you're going to make millions and millions of pounds. Sadly, that just isn't the case. It really does take time to build a successful FBA business and you do have to invest a lot of money in it, you have to sacrifice a lot of time and you're going to make many mistakes along the way. And that is the reason why when someone does sign up to Profitl to get started on their journey, we try and explain that please don't think of it as a get rich quick scheme because it's going to take you time to build it up. As with any business, it takes time to grow, it takes time to learn the processes. But as long as you can understand that and you're aware that you're not going to be making loads of money overnight, it puts you in a great position on your FBA journey, because the most important thing is that you don't want to be taking money out of the business. You want to be reinvesting your profits and buying more stock. That is the quickest way to scale and the quickest way to become successful with Amazon FBA. Okay, so now on to point number 2, and that is there is a good chance that you will lose money. Now this isn't in the long term, this is only in the short term. If you can stick with your business, then most people do succeed eventually. But when you do first start out, probably the first month, even maybe the first 2 months, you may be running at a loss. Obviously you have to invest money in stock, equipment, software, Amazon seller subscriptions. And what this can mean if you are at the start of your journey, you haven't quite reached a stage of profitability and you're obviously having to reinvest all your money back into products. So it may end up being that you're running at a loss. And as well as all these costs, you have the issue of learning the process. I can almost guarantee that you will make mistakes along the way. You might buy products which aren't so good. You might have issues with Amazon, and these are all things which does eat into your profit. And Amazon is a fierce marketplace, and if you aren't very careful, you can end up losing money. But as I did mention earlier, this is usually just the first couple of months. Once you do learn the method, you learn where to look, the types of products to buy, how it all works. That is when you really do turn it into a profitable business. Now, just before we do get on to number 3, I just wanted to let you know about an exclusive YouTube discount code, which I will just make pop up here. So this is for all of our YouTube viewers, and this will get you either 20% off monthly plans or 5% off yearly plans. So make sure to check that out if you are looking to start your FBA journey. And if you did want some software to help you with your business, please take that down and it will save you some money on your subscriptions. So now on to number 3, and that is of how competitive Amazon FBA is. So the Amazon marketplace is incredibly fierce. There are lots of people doing it and there are more and more people doing it every single day, mainly because it's such a great business model. And this can be a problem because you might be buying products and at the time your product might only have 1 or 2 or 3 other sellers, and by the time your products get into Amazon's warehouse you might have 10, 15 other sellers on the listing. And often your competitors are new to Amazon FBA, so they don't really understand how it works and they're just trying to get sales as opposed to actually making any profit. And what this can mean is the listing price can drive right down. The way an Amazon listing works is usually the cheapest seller will get the buy box, so they'll get all the sales. Now what this does mean is that all the inexperienced sellers keep undercutting each other until they're basically making a loss, which is no good for anyone. Now this can be avoided simply by just waiting it out. As long as you do analyze your products correctly, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. You'll let them sell out all of their products. They'll usually only be stocking 5 to 10 units. So as long as it's a decent listing, it's got good sales, then they'll be selling out quickly. But it is really important to be aware of this, that you are not going to find a product, send it into Amazon's warehouse and get all of the sales yourself. You're going to have loads of other people trying to get them sales and fighting against you to win that buy box. So now on to number 4, and number 4 is Amazon themselves, and that the fact that they can be an absolute pain to deal with. Amazon is known as the most customer-friendly company in the world, but this only really counts if you're buying from them. They don't quite have that same care for the sellers. And what this does mean is that when you're speaking to their support, if you're trying to get problems resolved, it can be an issue. Often the support isn't the best, they don't know what they're doing. So this does mean when you're trying to run your business and you're trying to solve something, it can be really, really stressful. As well as this, they obviously always side with your purchasers, so the buying customer. So if they have any issues with the product, they're gonna let them return, they might refund them. And these are all things you have to factor into your business because it's gonna eat into your profit. And it's not only your customers who might be affecting your business, it might be other sellers or brands, and you can get things like IP complaints. These are intellectual property complaints. This is basically where the brand has reported you for selling their product when you're not allowed. And the problem with this is it can really affect your account, and eventually they might even restrict you. And it has been known at times that you might have a receipt, you might even have an invoice for a product, and they still don't accept this. Now, please note this is rare and it doesn't happen very often. And on Profitl, we do have an IP radar system to minimize this, but these are all things you do need to be aware of if you are starting your FBA journey. And then fifth and finally is that there will be times when you want to give up. You're gonna have daily stress, you're gonna have daily problems. There's always gonna be new things which you're learning about. And sometimes you may be thinking, is it worth it or not? But what I would say is, although there is quite a lot of negative sides to selling on Amazon, positives massively outweigh the negatives. So that is 5 things which most people probably won't tell you when starting your Amazon FBA journey. So we hope you found that video helpful and informative, and just to show that selling on Amazon isn't going to be perfect. So if you do start your journey of selling on there, please don't think that you won't have problems, because you will. But ultimately, this is part of any business. You're going to face problems and there's going to be negative sides to it. The fact that you can buy products, you can send them into Amazon's warehouse and they take care of basically everything for you. This makes it such an amazing business model, and they're getting more and more customers each day. So you'll often see that people say it's too saturated. I couldn't disagree more. We'll make some of our users' results just come across the screen now as I speak, so you can see how they're doing. But that's all for today, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already doing so. If you were interested in joining Profitl, make sure to head down to the description where you'll see all of our links, but we will see you in the next video.